appreciate Luis squeezing us in to give off his table real quick, and me and Brian will discuss it on a podcast kind of and see what we how his differs from ours. But that's how we'll go on. But yeah, thanks Luis once again for coming on again, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, you all, for having me again. And I'm ready to give you all my list, and happy to be here again. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we said, so me and Luis we watched La Liga since we're both big Real Madrid fans. So yeah, some of an idea a little bit kind of about the teams, the league, and then how everything works. So he's gonna start. You want to start from top to bottom? Or you want to go bottom to top? How you want to do
Uh,
it?
I think I'll do bottom
All right.
first.
All right. Go ahead, bro. Whenever you're ready.
All right. So for spot number 20, or last spot, I have Girona. All right. And for the 19th spot, I have Almeria. For the 18th spot, I have Mallorca. For the 17th spot, I have Cadiz. For the 16, I had Las Palmas. The 15, I'll give it to what's it called? Which one? Sorry, I lost track.
Nah, you're good, bro. It's easy to get mixed up.
Okay. Um, okay, sorry. But yeah, my bad, dude. For the 15th place, I think I'll give it to Villarreal. I know sounds pretty bad, but I think they lost really key players. Um, for 14, I'm giving it to Rayo Vallecano. I mean 13, my bad. For 12, I'm giving it to Real
Wait.
Betis.
Oh wait, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off. So 20 Girona, 19 Almeria, 18 Mallorca, 17 Cadiz, 16 Las Palmas, 15 Villarreal, and then you said,
Oh, 14, yeah, 14 Granada, my
yeah.
bad.
Oh, 14 Granada. There we go. I was like, okay, you forgot the 14. There you go. Okay, so Granada 14, Rayo 13, and then who'd you say 12 again?
Oh, yeah, 13 will be Rayo Vallecano,
Yeah.
and then 12 will be Real Betis.
Okay.
And for 11, I'll give it to Alaves. And 10, I'm giving it to Athletic Club, or Atletico Bilbao. Number 9, I'm giving it to Getafe. Number 8, I'm giving it to Real Sociedad. And number 7 to Real Betis.
But you said 7 Betis?
Yeah, did I say that twice already?
You had them at 13, I think, or 12.
Oh shit. Okay, let me check again. Sorry, dude. I just took
No,
some.
no, 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 you're good, bro. No worries.
Who am I missing?
So you still have, you haven't picked. You have Celta, Valencia, Sevilla, Atleti, Madrid, Barca, and Osasuna. That's what you got left. I don't know if you meant to put somebody else at 12 or if you meant to put Betis down there at 12. But you have Betis right now at 12, like in front of
Mm,
Rayo.
okay. I already said Osasuna.
No.
No, I think I wanted to put Osasuna on 7, because that's what I say, 7 for Real Betis, huh?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, 7. I think Osasuna will be on the 7th spot. I was really impressed with like last season what they did, and I mean they kind of sucked that they also kind of like, you know, they're not playing the Conference League, I think.
Oh
They got
yeah,
punished by the UEFA.
yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, all right. And number 6. Okay, whole list is a freaking mess.
You're good, bro. No worries.
Dude, what the? Okay, so for my number 6, I cannot find it for some reason, because I thought like I have it here, but I decided to change it to
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So you have the big four, Valencia, and then Celta. So you got Sevilla, Valencia, Celta, and then obviously the ones you always come into the top three.
Okay, so for the fifth spot, I give it to Atletico. For fourth spot, I'm giving it to Valencia. Third spot, Barcelona. Second spot, Sevilla, and of course, first spot, Real Madrid.
Great. All right, but you wanna give us your thoughts behind that, bro?
Well, I feel like even though we got some new signings, are you asking for like Real Madrid in first place or?
You can pick a quick reasoning why you have
Mhm.
Atleti so low, and then why you feel Valencia's gonna bounce back so much.
Mhm. All right. So starting with Valencia, well, last year I think like they just were not that good or consistent. But I feel like maybe this year they may come back because they're always like like that type of thing. They're always kind of like just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Then that's why I put them in fourth spot because it's like kind of like the history like from them. Like it's just part of their, I don't know, their way to fight when they're like playing with big teams.
Yeah,
Um,
I get you.
and I mean Barca, like I mean I think they did like I guess it was a smart choice getting Gundogan. But I mean honestly, I feel like they should be able or not, like they should not be able, but I feel like I think we're like other teams are more competitive, or they can be as competitive as Barcelona, and I think Barcelona can kind of like struggle on that. I don't think they have a really good defense. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. That's
No, no,
just.
no. You're right, bro. I feel like you're right on that.
And for Sevilla, well, last year again or last season they won the freaking European Cup. I mean, not
The Europa League.
the Europa League. So I think they will have a competitive team. I haven't actually been following. I saw like if they have even gained players or lost, but I think like Sevilla should be like a team to watch out. And for I mean for Real Madrid as well, I think like we have like still the same talent players from last season. Last year or last season, I felt like we lost games that we shouldn't have lost, and I think that's why we lost the Liga.
Yeah.
So I hope with now these new signings, like we're able to don't make those same mistakes, and like be able to like don't lose those games that we need to win.
Yeah, I get you.
So I think like at the same time the team wants to like it seems like they're just like I can see it in their eyes that they want to get La Liga again. So hopefully it becomes true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope so too, bro. I really hope we win the league. You know, I mean, it was unfortunate. I felt like we could have won everything last season, and our season kind of just it just kind of capitulated, and it just didn't go the way you wanted to. But hopefully, they can win it all this season.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that worries me is the defense because I know this pre-game they score a lot of goals against
Oh
us.
yeah.
So that's something to kind of be worried about. And now that Courtois is injured, but I mean I'm still having faith on them. So
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So last thing before I end off on this, because like I don't want to keep too much of your time, but what's it called?
Hmm.
So who do you want in net? So you have Lunin as a backup because Courtois was like gonna be out the whole year. It's an ACL tear. It's really
Yeah,
big.
it's like
So
9 to 10 months.
exactly. So the names that have been thrown out there um, are Bono from Sevilla, uh, Kepa from Chelsea, De Gea who's a free agent, and Lloris who's a free agent. And Keylor Navas who's a free agent. Not I
Mm.
think those are
Oh,
the
nice.
those are the names that have been in the mix. So I don't know
Mhm.
how you feel about it or who you want, but what are your thoughts? Who do you want in that main spot?
Mhm. Yeah. Honestly, bro, I think we should give it a try to London. Like he may. I mean, I think he pay is maybe like the same height or maybe a little less than Courtois, but I think he deserves a shot. That's my opinion.
No, I
You
agree
know,
with you.
like
I agree with you for sure.
yeah, I mean in the preseasons he did some good saves. He still definitely needs still a lot of like footwork, like like when it comes to passing and stuff like that. Because I feel like during the preseason he was kind of like rushing it.
Yeah.
There were times that he could have had just like pass the ball and just play from defense, but I think like like I guess he just got desperate or something. But I think we should give him a shot. But if that's not the case, I think I'm going with Bono.
Okay.
I think the reason what I'm saying, because I think his previous World Cup that it just happened, he did pretty good, dude.
Oh yeah, he did very good.
Yeah, so I'll be definitely okay if they decide to like offer him like maybe 1 or 2 year contract.
Yeah.
So I'm totally down for that.
Okay. See, I like the way you think. So that was my thought too at first, bro. Because I like Lunin, and I think he's a good goalie. And if they don't
Hmm.
give him game time, he's gonna leave. Because he doesn't get any game time. He doesn't even get to play in the Copa del Rey. He doesn't get to
Hmm.
play in the Champions League
Yeah,
group
bro.
stages. He doesn't get any game time at all.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and he deserves it. He's a good goalie, but I agree with you there, bro. Honestly, I wish they'd bring in a goalie as his backup and not to be the starter. But
Hmm.
I guess so. I guess their number one option is Bono, but they're saying that a lot of La Liga doesn't like Real Madrid, so that they feel like
Yeah,
they'd overcharge them. So that's the
yeah.
thing. So they don't know about that, but I guess that Bono also wants to go there. That he wants to go, but I don't know about that. And then they're looking at
Hmm.
Kepa, but I guess Kepa is on the verge of signing for Bayern, so it'd be
Hmm.
difficult for them to get him now. And
Yeah.
then the other guys that are left over, they're kind of a little bit past it. They're a little like over the hill, like
Yeah.
De Gea and then Lloris and then Kaylor. Like I love Kaylor. Like I was upset when they got rid of Kaylor, but I feel like his time has come. Just like how
Hmm.
they didn't bring back El Bicho, when we could have, and I wanted to, bro. I was one of the people that would have been like, just bring him in if he's okay with being on the bench, but sometimes it's just better not to like go back and just
Hmm.
leave things how they were. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why you gotta move forward, even though it sucks, but it's reality.
exactly, bro, exactly. So yeah, I like the way you think. Seeing we had the same thought process on that. So see, I like to see where your mind goes with that. But yeah, bro. But thank you so much for being here. So like at the end of the season, me and Brian are gonna like watch these back and see how our predictions are. So we'll see how time is then, bro. Like with our timing and scheduling, is see if we can have you on to watch it so you can see how you did, if you did good, if you did bad. But
Mhm.
we'll
Yeah,
watch it back and see how we did. It's always fun to see kind of how you did, like if you did good or if you did bad. But
yeah,
it's always cool. But yeah, but thank
yeah.
you, thank
At
you,
the
bro.
end, we'll know.
Yeah, we'll know for sure, bro. But yeah, thank you really much for coming on. I know you've been busy and you got stuff going on, but I appreciate you fitting us in just to give your quick table really quick. So I appreciate it, bro. So thank you.
No, no problem. And again, thank you all for having me. And I hope if anything, like I would love to come back and keep talking about football or Real Madrid.
Oh yeah,
Thank you,
bro.
guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah. Thank you, Luis. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you the next time, Luis.
See you next
All
time,
right.
y'all.
Yeah. All right. So that is Luis's table. Any thoughts, Brian?
I'm actually very shocked at his table. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too,
Like,
honestly. But first of all, before I start, I guess there's a trend when we do our podcast. Whenever we do a podcast, every single time that we do it, it seems that we're kind of destined to always to like always what's the word, have a table that is missing a team.
oh, I know.
This team does
I
not have
know.
Getafe in it. This table
Yeah,
doesn't have it.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think he ever mentioned Getafe, and I don't know if
He
that's why.
did. He did mention Getafe, but this one doesn't have it. He mentioned
Uh,
Getafe, I believe, at the 8th spot or the 9th spot, like below Osasuna or below Sociedad. So,
yeah.
but this thing doesn't have it. I'm pretty sure. Let
Yeah.
me see. Let me change it to normal view. Let's see if it changes. I don't think so. I don't think it's on here. Nah, it's not on here. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
but like my initial reactions, I guess, I was just surprised he kind of had Atleti pretty low. He also had, in my personal opinion, Madrid pretty. high. I want to say because I mean I was like
You talking
I know it's
about
the Madrid,
Bilbao or Madrid? Atletico Madrid or Athletic Bilbao?
Atletico Madrid,
Oh, okay.
and well both because didn't you have Bilbao way
You
like
had
down there?
Bilbao at like ninth.
And the one that shocked me the most, which I don't know if
The
I'm just
Villarreal one?
dumb by this one. No, I'm actually shocked by Girona at 20. I'm pretty sure he said Girona at
He did say
20.
he don't know at 20.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know. And I was like, they just got 10th last season, so
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
funny.
All I'm gonna say is I have them for mine. I have them as a dark horse. Let's just say that. So hearing that,
I'm
I was just
surprised
like,
you're
oh,
not. I think you're missing the fact that he has Valencia at fourth. You know that
oh no, I know. I was
Valencia
getting there.
barely avoided relegation. Their
Yeah,
club is in a shit show. They literally haven't really signed anybody. All they've been doing this past couple years is selling players. So they sold
yeah,
The
no.
Brian Gill, Parejo, um, what's his name? He plays for Barcelona now. Ferran Torres, Carlos Soler. Like all they do is they've just been selling. Honestly, like there's like a lot. All the Valencia fans want the owner to sell. I guess he's hasn't been doing good with the club, and they're obviously going backwards. But fourth place was I was shocked honestly when he was saying this. And I was just
Yeah.
like, damn. I was like, okay. Then I was shocked by that. And then he put Betis kind of low. And then
Oh, I know.
he put
He put
Villarreal
this
at the
low.
bottom. And I was like, there's no way Villarreal comes at the bottom. But
Yeah.
and he puts Sociedad kind of low too. But I mean, they are playing Champions League. But who knows? But yeah, that's Luis's table.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for some reason, people just don't include teams.
I know.
Yeah, it's just funny. But oh well.
I mean, I don't blame him because like I feel like when we say our tables too, we also like sometimes we're like, wait, let
Forget a
me
team or two.
confused with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody probably
Well,
just
we're gonna
forget.
reuse it because we're gonna keep the meme going for our podcast where we just keep using tables that are missing a team. So we'll see. It's funny because I tried to count at the beginning. I think it was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't even look that there was 19 teams. I'm pretty sure the Liga one that we have actually has the 18 teams because I pretty sure I counted it, which is funny because I actually counted that one well. This one I did not. But yeah, so that's his table. It shocked me too, but
All right, yeah, because I was like, I just need to explain it, man. All right, so for 20th, I got Deportivo Alves. I got them last because they barely even like scraped coming up. Like they were the ones to come through, and they came through the playoffs.
yeah,
And they're freaking like if you're doing that, I'm pretty freaking sure you're not gonna like stay. I don't think there's any chance. I mean, there's never say never, but I just think they're gonna go straight back down. Crazy though. Well, you know what's even crazier? I had Cadiz at 20, and I changed it literally when I was in this list.
that's
And
funny.
it's crazy. Like whenever you were saying your list, the teams you had there were the exact same teams I had, but I was just like, I just kept shuffling, and at the end, this is what I ended up with.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was so similar. So 19, I did get Almeria. I put Almeria 19 strictly because their defense is freak atrocious. Like they conceded 65 goals last season.
Damn.
And from what I know in football, if you concede, you're not gonna stay up. Like
No.
you score and not concede, you can't be conceding that many goals
Yeah.
to freaking like to stay up. Like ain't no way you're conceding 65 goals while you can stay up. Like you're going straight back down. That's just what I saw, and that thing was crazy to me when I saw it. So I was just like, nope. I was like 100%. Didn't really get anybody. I mean, they got the Suarez dude. Then what's it called? I don't think they signed anybody else. I think they signed the Torre guy.
Who?
Or no, they lost Torre, who was like Torre, like one of their best players,
Oh,
wasn't it? Almeria.
Torre.
Yeah, so that's why I had him 19th. Yeah, and the 18th was it could go either. I mean, I put Granada, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with Granada. Okay, so I had 18th Granada because I just have them on here. I'm just gonna say how I have because like even now, like it makes me want to go back and forth. But I'm just gonna stick with it. I just don't think they
Oh,
did much,
I started talking
like
about
any signings really.
El Bilal Torre
Huh?
to Atalanta for 28 mil.
Yeah, and that was like their star player from what I'd heard. So that's why I didn't think they were gonna what's it called do it or go anywhere of like their star players leaving. But with Granada, I just don't didn't see them signing anybody like crazy that'll just like stand out. So that's why I have them 18th. But 17th, I had Cadiz, and this is who I kept like jumbling with. Like, do I keep Granada up or do I keep Cadiz up? But I don't know. I ended up going with Granada just cause, and then Cadiz, I had them scraping it because they're also like one of the freaking like
So you're
the
putting
worst
Cadiz at
scoring teams in La
17?
Liga. Yeah, I'm putting Cadiz at 17.
Okay.
They're just like they just don't score goals and like I don't know. I think their luck's running out. Like it's if not this season, then next season, but they're gonna go down. Like
Yeah.
I can easily see them at 20. That's how crazy it is. Like
Yeah.
yeah, so
You know what?
I don't know.
Props to you, Brian. You're going off of last season's, and I'm going off of their signing. So if anything, it's a nice little mix. So no, I get you.
Yeah, no, I was like trying to like I'm always trying to get like a good look of how they were last season and like where they
Where they finished, yeah.
things were, but I'm just like if I don't really see nothing crazy and then like I see how atrocious they were playing, I'm just like, you know what, like nah. So yeah, 17th I had Cadiz, they just don't score goals and yeah. So then 16th, you'll be very happy with this one. I put Las Palmas. I was also very
Ooh.
happy with this one. I wanted to keep one of them up. So I was just like, I was like, let me go with Las Palmas. Because I was like, I saw like their what's it called, their badge and everything, and
Yeah.
I was like, I was like kind of like it. Then I was like, yeah, they did bring in the guy from Leverkusen, and then the one thing I did like about Las Palmas is their defense is actually pretty solid. So that's why I kind of had them staying up so high.
It's
I had
rare
a
though,
little bit
you
more
know?
faith in the other two teams,
It's rare for
but
all three teams to
yeah,
go back down anyways. You rarely see that happening.
yeah, yeah. So they were like my dark horse out of the teams that got promoted. But yeah, so then 15th, this one might be a shocker to your list, not to mine. I got Celta because they lost Javi Galan. They did bring in Jonathan Bamba, and I went down the route that he might not produce right away. I hope he produces right away. And like you were saying, French players do usually produce, but I just went down the route. It was either they're gonna go way up or they're just gonna like stay a little bit on the lower end. So then I just went down the end that he doesn't produce. But I mean, it could go either way. So that's why I had them 15th. They
Who'd
did
you have at
have
15?
Celta.
Okay.
So he could easily produce and they could go up, and if he produces I can see him himself like carrying them up and like somewhere in the mid table. But yeah, I just went down the route that he might not produce right away, but they're obviously not going to get relegated, I don't think. But yeah, and they did bring Carlos Press from Roma, so I mean they did pretty good, I think, with that one big signing. And then 14th I got Getafe. This is where I started getting a little shaky because I can see most of these teams swapping like very easily. So like I didn't really know where to go just because like all these teams are gonna hear next. Like I was telling Alfonso before we were started recording, La Liga is like surprisingly way more competitive than I thought. Because I'm not the biggest La Liga fan. Like I do keep up with like some of the bigger teams, but like obviously not the smaller teams because I'm not like a strict. So like I'm a fan of Barcelona, I guess you can say, in the La Liga, but I don't. They're not like my diehard. Obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan, so don't really keep up that much with La Liga. But this is where it kind of got a little tricky, and I just put Getafe 14th just because the only signing that I really saw that they made was the Portu from Sociedad, so I just kept them there. 13th, I got Mallorca. I personally think they overproduced last year, so I didn't really see them make any like crazy huge splash. So then I was just like, I was like, let me drop them down because I know last year they were like ninth, I believe, or like eighth. I think. I
What
think they were
was?
ninth.
What was?
Mallorca.
Mallorca? They were no.
They were up there.
I think they barely were relegation. Someone. Let me see. They. Actually, no. They were nine. Ooh, shit. Never mind. They were nine.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
So I seen them as an overproduced though, so that's why I dropped them a little bit back down to 13th, just cause. So then 12th, I got Valencia. Not gonna lie, I didn't really keep up with any other signings and stuff, but
It's
they
not much.
were like, yeah, they. I think they're like a shit show. I don't want. I don't want to freaking like throw it out there, but I think they are. So that's why I just are. Yeah, that's why I had them at 12. 11, I got Rayo. I think you also had Rayo 11th. I think they're just a mid-table club. I mean, they run pretty well, but like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't see them going anything higher than like 11 or 10.
I do have
Then
Rayo at
10,
11.
yeah. Then 10th, I got Sevilla. You went up the route that you think they're gonna do better. I went down the route that now that they're gonna be in the Champions League, they're gonna get worse. And I always see Sevilla as a team that does good in like the Europa League and like they'll maybe contend in the Champions League, but in the league they're not that crazy. So that's why I personally put them 10. I mean, I can see them going higher just because like I don't know, I'm a pretty big fan of Sevilla. Like every time they're doing good, I always feel good about it. Or whenever they're in the Europa League, I always think they're gonna win. I always have them to win. So I can see them going up higher, but in this, like in my bracket thing, I just had them 10th because I thought they would get a little distracted with the Champions League and they would go all in on Champions League.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get
So
you.
ninth can be swapped with eighth. It can be either or, but I'm gonna go, and this is the shocker here. So I know I like this is the big one that I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Villarreal. I got
Oh.
them 9. They
Wow.
lost Acuna. They lost Nicholas Jackson. They lost Pau Torres. They lost Chukwueze. And they didn't really replace them. They got Sorloth, but is that enough? I don't think so. So I actually had them lower at 9th, which can be crazy. But I mean, I like you said, I could see them going higher. I just don't think they did enough.
I forgot they lost all those
So
guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, so that's why
I forgot they lost all those guys. But
so,
even then,
yeah.
I literally remembered everybody's ins and outs, but I totally forgot Villarreal lost them. I don't know, man. It was tough. I just couldn't see any of the top three winning the league, and if they did, it's gonna be so cheap. So I was like, you know what? Let
No,
me put Villarreal there.
no, but you'll see that with my thing, with how I explain it, how mine is,
Yeah.
which is like a little bit more down the sad route, but it is. So then, 8th, I got Girona. I just had them as my dark horse. I did really want to make someone like not make a huge push, but like they're mid-table. So like I was like, let me bring them up a little bit, and that's just like my dark horse, like the one. Because how I was seeing La Liga was just like I always like to bring one random team up, you know, and like they just happen to be Girona, so that's just the team I'm gonna have climbing a little bit. Hopefully it works. I mean,
That's funny. One of us is gonna be very wrong.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. So it is what it is.
That's fine.
Seventh, I got Osasuna. I just think they're actually like a pretty decent team. They're run pretty well, so I had them up. Sixth, I at Athletic Club Bilbao.
Okay.
I think I'm more of a fan of them than Osasuna. I was struggling with them. I did like see them going back and forth. A lot of these teams I've seen going back and forth, but I think Athletic Club is run way better than Osasuna. And they don't, like how we were saying earlier, they don't really get anybody crazy, but they just mesh. Like I don't know, I just don't see them ever not performing to where they're not like where they're out of the top 10. You know, like they're
Yeah.
always gonna be up there regardless. So that's why I had them. Fifth, I got Betis. I am gonna go on a limb here and say that they had the best transfer window in the whole La Liga.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah, I think they got Isco, they got Bellerin, they brought back the Mark Barta. Like, I don't know. I just think they did a lot of acquisitions, and I think they are gonna mesh well. That's why I had them a little higher, because I think you had them a little lower. But
I did
yeah,
have a little lower.
they did what's it called, let go of some players, but I think they were just like not the cancer players, but
The
just like
cancer players.
not like the cancerous locker room type of guy, but like
From the toxic locker room.
yeah, the toxic locker room, just the players you don't need, the ones you just need to get rid of to like make progress, you know.
Yes.
So that's why I have them fifth. This is where it gets a little boring, not gonna lie to you. Fourth, I got Sociedad.
Wow.
I just don't see them. Yeah, I just don't see them getting in the top 3. I think the top three are the top three for a reason, and that's why they've like always been the top three in a way. They're always up there just because, like, I don't know, I just don't see them doing enough to get up there. I just think they're like those three teams have so much money that like they always make it work no matter what. So obviously you kind of what's it called? You kind of know who my top three are, not in the order, but like
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of know who
What
they
a
are. And by
surprise,
the way,
Brian. You copied the same top four.
and no disrespect to Sociedad, I just don't. I just think the other teams are like way
Yeah.
better. Third, Athletic Madrid, Atletico Madrid. I'm telling you, it's gonna get very, very boring here. But like, I just think they're better than Sociedad, and lower than Barca, and then what's it called, and Madrid. So that's why I always have them there. I know what's it called. They're having somewhat problems with like what's it called with João Felix, like you mentioned, and stuff like that. But I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, they always seem to. And it's not like their team just sucks and they just have like these bunch of bums. Like they still got everybody
They
that
are
they
all
always have.
bums. I'm just kidding.
They're not. Second, and this is before everything. Unfortunately for you, Alfonso, I did have Madrid.
Oh,
And
I already knew. I already had it ready.
Barcelona.
I already had it
but
ready.
let me explain why. Let me explain why. In my head, I think I had mine prior to the Courtois news, so I didn't even know Courtois. Now I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's crazy because knowing the news now, I thought in my head they would be lower, but then I saw the Barcelona game and I was just like, you know what? I was like, I don't know anymore. I was just like, they really drew, and then I was just like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought that was a game where they were gonna win. And then Madrid just lost freaking. They just lost Eder Militao now, so it's another freaking crazy injury. Like not even just Courtois anymore. But I mean, prior to those injuries, I obviously had them second, so I'm gonna keep them second. They did get Bellingham, which I was like really, really impressed with. I knew he was gonna freaking go over there anyways. I was just like surprised when like he decided that I think it was like a news leak that he had thought he was gonna stay with Dortmund. And then for a second, I actually thought he was gonna stay. So then I was just like, whenever they got him, I was just like, you know what? I was like, it's a big acquisition. Like, he's literally gonna make their defense so crazy, and he already scored in the first game. So crazy enough.
He is a
That's why.
star.
Yes, but like we were talking about the other day too, me and Alfonso were talking. I just don't have faith in Vinny and Rodrigo, and I personally think something is going on with Vinny where like he's just trying to like take over by himself now and make it all like about himself. And I just think it's gonna go downhill from there. Like, I don't know. They don't have a number nine. They're like he's just I don't know. Every time I see him with the ball, like all he tries to do is just keep the ball and take a shot. And I'm just like never like tries to pass it no more. Whenever he was with Benzema, he try to like they would get a lot of space, do a lot of passes. Now it's just like I don't know, he's just trying to run it himself. I don't know if he feels the pressure of like he has to perform now. I don't know if money's gone to his head or
He's
what.
trying to be like Neymar.
Yeah.
Neymar 2.0 over here.
Yeah, so that's just why I like had it from that perspective. They did get Joselu, and he did like there was that one preseason game where he had that bicycle kick, and I was just like, oh, like this dude about to be like the next crazy star
The
again.
next
But I was
R9.
like, yeah, but then he's back to reality, so that's why. And I mean, they still got like Rodrigo, they still got all their players, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now with Barcelona, my perspective towards it, obviously it could be biased, I guess you could say, because like I am a Barcelona fan from
He's a
La
Barcelona
Liga.
fanboy.
So then in my head, but this is like I'm saying, after watching that first game, I can move all these teams around again. So like, it's kind of crazy. I personally thought Lewa was gonna produce better second year. I thought he was adjusting his first year, so I was just like, you know what, the second year is gonna take a big step and like take over La Liga. Then obviously they signed Gundogan. They still got De Jong. They still have Fati, Pedri. I don't like Gavi, so I'm not gonna mention Gavi.
Nobody likes
They lost
Gavi.
Messi. Yeah. I was like, they do have Araujo, who I think is like one of the best center backs like now, like in the whole world, which is a crazy statement. But I don't think so. I think he's just crazy. And then I mean, they do got Balde. That dude's stepping up a lot. So I
Baldy?
don't know. Yep. They do got the baldy guy. He's not literally bald. I don't know
No,
how to
he's
say his
not.
name. Yeah, but no, that's just why I had them first. And like I'm saying, I didn't want to be that guy, but I think about it like this: Barcelona and Madrid are like they're those two teams where they're always gonna perform in their own way. Barcelona's always gonna perform in the league, and Madrid's always gonna perform in the trophies like Champions League and stuff like that. So that's why I went off the limb that I think. But keep in mind, I was thinking like Mbappe was gonna go to Madrid, so like there's still all that stuff to talk about. But yeah, so I had thought in my head that he was gonna come over. And I was like, they're just gonna take over Champions League, and then somehow Barcelona's gonna scrape the league because they always do better in the league. Like, have you noticed? Every time they play league games, Barcelona always ends up winning. But the second they play a game for a freaking trophy, Madrid comes out and wins by like a lot. So that's just my reasoning behind it. I always think Barcelona performs better in the league, but yeah, that's my table.
Fair,
And
right?
yeah,
Fair. I'm not surprised. I already knew when you put Atleti at third. I already had it ready. So if you watch this
yeah.
back, you'll see I already had it ready to go. I already knew where we were gonna go. That's fine.
No, but yeah,
Everybody and their mothers has Barcelona to win the league, so it's fine.
yeah, but no, I wish I could like think differently, but I just don't think they're ever like these top three are gonna get out of the top three. I don't know. I hope so. I'm praying it happens.
I
I'm
just don't
praying
have
your
faith.
table.
My
Yeah, I'm
table
praying
comes
your
through.
table is correct.
As a Madrid fan,
Yeah,
I would not be upset because I would be excited. I like Villarreal. I think they would be
yeah,
dope, so I would mind it. It's hard to see the top three winning it because if anything, this season all the lower league teams got better and the higher ones didn't really go anywhere. So this is their chance to leapfrog
yeah.
any of them. So there's no excuses for any of these teams. But but yeah, we'll see. But all I'm gonna say now, if Mbappe does sign, which he won't, Madrid is gonna win the league by like 100 points.
I will say this now. If Mbappe signs with Madrid, they'll win the league and they'll win the Champions League.
Hey, there
You
we go.
heard it here from me.
You're mean.
I will,
Kepa's gonna win another
and
Champions League.
I'm saying this now. If Madrid if Madrid get Mbappe next year, like even if they don't get him this year, if they get him
Gonna
next year,
dominate.
you're gonna dominate and it's gonna be ugly. Like we are not gonna see the end of it for a while. That's all I'm saying. So,
They're doing the Champions League
into
back to back to back to back to
they'll
back.
keep winning it until they'll not have enough money to pay for their players because they do have some pretty big players. So
Oh
we'll see how it goes from
yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, this is prior. Oh, and by the way, this is prior to the Eder Militao injury, the Courtois injury, the Mbappe news. Because now, yeah, we'll talk about it right now. But this is all prior to this. This is all prior to what's it called? Seeing Barcelona tie their first game. Like all this stuff already happened, but we're still going with what we had written down.
Yeah.
We told you guys we weren't gonna lie. We told you we weren't gonna switch it up, so we're gonna respect it. And that's what we're gonna go with.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so that is our tables here.